Hey guys, it's Eric here. I got to attend the Dubai launch of the Huawei P30 series a couple of days ago, courtesy of Huawei, and this is a quick hands-on review of the Huawei P30 Pro, the Vanilla P30 and the P30 Lite. Let's look at the P30 Pro first based on the results of my poll. On the front, you have a curved 6.47-inch Full HD Plus OLED display with 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. On top of that display, you have a teardrop notch that houses a 32-megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. On the back, you have that quad camera setup, a 40-megapixel main shooter, a 20-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and 8-megapixel periscope zoom lens with a unique square shape. Right now, what you see is a mirror that bounces light downward inside the phone. The tiniest lens is the time-of-flight camera for measuring distance in order to produce a more realistic augmented reality. On the left, you have nothing. On the right, you have the power button and volume rocker keys. On the top, you have a microphone and IR blaster, and on the bottom, you have a hybrid dual SIM tray which can take 2 SIMs or 1 SIM and 1 nano memory card up to 256 GB, a microphone, a USB Type-C port, and your speaker grill. The P30 series used a glass and aluminum sandwich design. The look of the P30 Pro stands out because of its curved display on the front and the periscope lens on the back. It's not quite like anything we've ever seen on a smartphone before, and the breathing crystal gradient color is a conversation starter. It works its way down from a cyan or turquoise color to a purple bluish hue, but when a different lighting hits in a different surrounding, all bets are off as it can end up looking even pinkish yellow. It uses an in-display fingerprint sensor of the optical variety, which is said to be an improved iteration of what you have on the Mate 20 Pro. Taking a look at the software, it comes with Android 9 Pie with Emotion UI 9.1 slapped on top of it. On the display settings, you get all the familiar customization options, color mode and temperature, several navigation settings. Now there's dark mode and light mode. You also get the option to hide the teardrop notch, which is insane, although why would anyone do that? You get 68 gigs of RAM and up to 512 gigs of storage. The 7nm Kirin 980 chip should keep things running smoothly, and it's also great for gaming. I honestly couldn't wait to test out the camera, so here goes. We have the ultra wide angle camera, the primary camera, the periscope lens which gets you up to 5 times lossless optical zoom. Now the optical zoom paired with AI takes it all the way to 10 times hybrid zoom and 50 times digital zoom, which is so surreal because you can clearly see the details in the photo. Tested it out at the launch as well. Its AI assisted 50 times zoom goes way beyond what a human eye can see. It is more or less like an actual telescope, and it's been used to capture the moon. The battery size is a 4200 mAh battery which supports 40 watts charging speed, which is pretty big by flagship standards in 2019. You get that reverse wireless charging for charging other devices on the go. On the Vanilla P30, you have a smaller form factor with the same build quality. It is noticeably lighter, also comes in that stunning new breathing crystal color. You get a smaller 6.1-inch Full HD Plus OLED display with 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. You have a 2.5D glass without the curved edges and a teardrop notch with slightly thicker bezels than the Pro version, which accommodates the front-firing speaker. On the P30 Pro, you have an electromagnetic levitation speaker beneath the screen, which simply means only you can hear who's on the other end of the phone. The P30 uses the same 32-megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture. It has a triple camera setup on the back, which is a different configuration, a 40-megapixel primary shooter, a 16-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and an 8-megapixel telephoto lens, not a periscope lens. On the P30 camera software, you don't get that underwater mode because it doesn't have the IP68 rating of the Pro model. Let me quickly show you the ultra-wide angle. On here, you get 3 times lossless optical zoom, 5 times hybrid zoom, and AI takes it all the way up to 30 times digital zoom. The P30 comes with the same Kirin 980 chipset paired with 68 gigs of RAM and 64, 128 and 256 gigs of storage. You also get that in-display fingerprint sensor on here. You have a sizable 3650 mAh battery which supports 22.5 watts charging speed, and you also get to charge other gadgets wirelessly on this guy. The P30 also sports a 3.5mm headphone jack which isn't available on the Pro version. Now moving over to the P30 Lite, the last and the least just cause it uses a mid-range chip, the Kirin 710, as well as its price. Design-wise, it's a glass metal sandwich as well. It looks a lot like the P30 from the front, though it's bigger, a 6.15-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display, teardrop notch that houses a 32-megapixel camera, there's a speaker up top. The chin is thicker than what you get on the P30. On the back, the fingerprint sensor sets it apart from the rest. You have a 3-camera setup, a 24-megapixel main shooter, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 2-megapixel camera for depth sensing. It comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. It uses 3340 mAh battery with 18-watt fast charging. Something worth noting is that the Lite version doesn't get the reverse wireless charging feature or IP68 rating or the breathing crystal color that you get on the P30 and P30 Pro. On the plus side, it gets a headphone jack. It ships with Android 9 Pie with Emotion UI 9.0.1 slapped on top of it. Both the P30 and P30 Pro run on the latest Emotion UI version, however. All three have a different arrangement to their hybrid SIM placements, and on the bottom, there's something about the curved sides yet flat center that makes it look like they can all sit on a table without support. It isn't curved all the way like most phones or flat like the design of some phones. Then again, it's these little things that make the P30 series look different from the rest of Huawei's lineup. I like the red marker on the power button of the P30 and P30 Pro. The camera of the P30, especially the zoom lens, makes it the camera phone to beat in 2019, and its nighttime capabilities, though I couldn't test it in low light, I saw the tweet by Mr. Mobile and Pixel 3 pales in comparison. I'll let you know if I get my hands on one of these for an in-depth camera review. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.